Right, is everything working? Yes, I think it is. Wonderful. Hola amigos, and welcome back. I was going to do this video upstairs, but there is an abuela sitting there watching probably a Mexican TV novela, which I absolutely love. They're the most hilarious things on the planet. Even though I don't have a Scooby what is going on, because there's no subtitles, but still, they're amazing. Also, there's a saying where I come from, you can wait for a bus for hours and hours, and then all of a sudden 3 come along at once, which kind of sums up this channel at the moment, because as you know I had a bit of a break in Mexico City, and I've now uploaded 3 videos in 3 days. Sorry about that, hope you don't mind. But anyway, I wanted to sit down and do a bit of an update today. Primarily because, you know, I do a lot of updates on Instagram stories, YouTube community tab, but I'm conscious that not all of you have Instagram or simply have time to watch some idiot's Instagram stories every day. So I wanted to do an update just to clarify a few things. What's going on? How am I doing since the last video? That sort of thing. To get you all up to speed and you're all on the same page going forward. So let's get going. So I'm in Querétaro at the moment. I left Mexico City I think about a week ago now. So that last video I did, I filmed that about a month ago. So I've had a month now to kind of get my head together and sort myself out. Thank you for everyone for the lovely comments in that video. It's been quite overwhelming actually, because I was quite wary about uploading that, because it is quite negative. It is quite a negative video, and if I think back to the video that I mentioned in that video, the Oaxaca one I did last year, that was extremely negative, and it got a lot of misunderstanding from people, because people thought I was complaining about Oaxaca itself, but I wasn't. And I think it's quite clear from that video yesterday, the Mexico City one that I uploaded, that I wasn't complaining about Mexico City. Mexico City is still magic. It was me that was the problem. So I hope that clarifies that. So yeah, Querétaro is very nice. I've filmed one video here. I've got a few more to come over the next week or so before I move on, and I'll come on to that in a little bit. The next thing I want to talk about is Mexico. So those of you with a good memory will know that I came back to Mexico for, I don't even know how many times I've been back to Mexico, maybe 3 times now. I came back in January, right at the beginning of January, on a tourist visa, 180 days, effectively 6 months. That's a question I get asked a lot, you know, am I on a tourist visa, am I doing temporary residency, whatever. No, it's just a tourist visa. And that 180 days expires at the beginning of July. I did mention before that I booked a flight to San Salvador in El Salvador for the beginning of July, but that was purely to have proof of onward travel. So as a UK citizen, I need, in order to get into Mexico, especially if I'm coming through the United States, I need to have proof of onward travel to actually get let into the country. I don't know if that's different for US citizens. Let me know down below. US, Canada citizens, let me know down below if that's the case for you as well. That would be great. So that flight to El Salvador, realistically I'm not going to take, because I want to move on. One of the big issues is about the language. You know, I know that I'm a total hypocrite, and I could quite easily make an effort to learn Spanish to a better level, but I don't have time. And also the motivation is not there, because I know I'm not going to be staying in Mexico forever. One of the things on that is that, you know, a lot of people say, how long am I going to be in Mexico? Am I staying in Mexico forever? Unfortunately not, because, and this is a really difficult point where I have to try and find a balance on, is that, you know, this channel isn't just about Mexico. It's not even just about travel. It's about me, essentially. And I have to kind of try to find a balance with that. And long-term viewers, you know, those of you that have been since the beginning, like 2.5 years ago, when I was fast traveling a lot through Asia, will know that that's the kind of travel I like. And I don't just want to limit myself to being in Mexico. Not that Mexico is limiting me in any way, but it would be great for me to go somewhere else and have a change of scenery and experience different cultures and different ways of life, and that's what I want to do, and I think that's what will revitalise me in many ways. Mexico has been amazing. It's 14 months, with taking out the times I went to Colombia and that, you know. It's been life-changing. It's been one of the best years of my life, absolutely. And I know what you're going to say, because many times I have left Mexico and said I'm not coming back, but then within a couple of weeks I'm back again. Who knows, that might happen. I can't say right now, things change every day. But predominantly, this channel is about me going to different places, not just staying in one country. And there's something with that that is a struggle in my head, because particularly with Mexico and the passion of Mexican viewers, many of you watch for Mexico videos. You know, you might not be interested if I go to Georgia or Kazakhstan, for example, and that's fair enough. And the thing is, I have to think about is, do I stay in Mexico when necessarily I don't want to stay here forever, just to have those views on YouTube and the interest from viewers, or do I be selfish and go somewhere else where I actually really want to go? And it's almost like starting again. That's the problem with the travel channel. You do almost have to start again when you go to a different country to build a new audience again. But that's something that I think I want to do. And I think the second half of this year is going to be all about lots of new countries. And I'm really excited about that. I've been looking at stuff in the last couple of days, places that actually I think are going to be perfect in terms of new cultures, new places, new countries, and also being in a time zone which will suit my English teaching a lot better, because that's one thing I have to consider as well. You know, if I was in Australia, I would have to teach English at, 8 o'clock at night until 3 o'clock in the morning, which isn't good for my mental health. So that's that in terms of Mexico. In terms of where I'm going to go, I'm definitely 100% going back to Montreal when I leave Mexico. You'll know that I went there in December last year in -15 Arctic temperatures, and it was amazing, don't get me wrong, but I always said when I was there that I would love to go back in the summer, which I'm doing, to actually be able to film videos and experience Montreal without, wanting to die because of the frostbite, which literally was frostbite. If you remember those videos, my lips were numb, which was hilarious. So yeah, Montreal is on. Possibly go to Quebec City as well, because it just looks amazing. European architecture, completely not what I would think of Canada. And then I'm looking at going somewhere else. As I said, in terms of English teaching, most of my students are in Russia, Eastern Europe, so it would be great to be in that area of the world. So I'm looking at Turkey, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Georgia, possibly going back to Moldova and Ukraine. There's a huge YouTube audience in Moldova. I know it's not the most exciting country in the world. I went there once a couple of years ago, but that video, one video I did there, is in my top 5 videos of all time. So there's clearly an audience there. So that's hopefully what I'm going to be doing for the rest of this year. And the last thing in terms of Mexico. So listen up if you want to hear about Mexico, where I'm going. So Querétaro right now. Next week, on the 9th of May, I'm going to Guanajuato, again, back to Guanajuato. I was there last year for a little bit. I actually really liked it. Initially, I didn't, because of the tourist aspect, but you know what? I like it. It's pretty, beautiful, really nice, and I'm looking forward to going back there. And I've got a huge surprise coming your way from Guanajuato. If you watch other Mexico YouTubers, I think you'll know what I mean, but I'll leave it as a surprise right now, okay? Then Potosinas, you're going to be happy, and Potosinos, I'm going back to San Luis Potosí because I love it there. It is my favourite place in Mexico. I probably won't be going back to Huasteca Potosina because it's just too far in terms of buses. But yeah, I'm going to be spending some time there again, going to some places that I didn't go to last time. Zacatecas and Monterrey will then be my final 2 stops. I'm not sure about Zacatecas in terms of the scale of what I'm going to do. Am I just going to go to Zacatecas? Am I going to go to Fresnillo and places like that? I don't know, but there's so much in that state. Similarly with San Luis Potosí that I'm really interested in seeing, so that's that. Then Monterrey, then I'll be leaving Mexico. Like I said, I could be back. I do intend to come back to Mexico at some point, but I think I need a bit of a break and a bit of time out from Mexico to experience other things and new cultures and all that. So that's a bit of an update. I hope it clears everything up and gets everyone on the right page. If you want me to do a live stream, let me know in the comments, because I haven't done one. I don't even remember the last time I did one. About 2 months ago. Who knows? I don't even know where I was. I honestly have no idea. But yeah, so I might do one of them soon. Let me know if there's anything you want to talk about in a live stream. That would be great. And that's it. I'm going to go and see if the abuela has finished watching her TV novela. Hilarious. And I'll see you soon from Bernal, Peña de Bernal, the place beginning with T that I can't remember, and then I'll be off to Guanajuato next week, so I'll see you soon. thanks for watching. Catch you later.